We are shown a couple on a sailboat as the movie begins. During the voyage, they find an island so they move there. Reaching at the brink, husband is fastening the sailboat while his wife moves further alone. She walks to a desolated compound. She feels the presence of someone in her surroundings, and she begins to run from there. She hides herself behind a tree in fear, but someone takes him dragging. She screams enough even her husband hears her screaming. Then we are shown a sports aircraft which is on the same island. In that aircraft, two brothers John and Matt have come there with three of their friends on that island for enjoyment. There was a cabin of their uncle who was passed away a few time ago. That island was desolated completely. These two brothers had no mutual understanding between them, so they visit here because they had spent their childhood there, and there was no other better place except this in order to understand each other. They enjoy much on that island. They find a puppy outside their cabin, and Sarah keeps it with her. Noah was one of the friends. When he moves to kitchen at night, then that puppy follows him in the kitchen. Noah says he likes cats more than dogs. At the same time, it growls on him as it understands the meaning of him feeling bad. Noah also takes it strange and he comes outside, and that puppy also runs coming out there. Sarah is got worried, so goes with John for its search. Out of the cabin, it is found by them, and they are attacked by an older dog as they come near puppy. It leaves biting on the foot of Sarah. Seeing the deep wound of Sarah, Nikki asks to leave through aircraft. But John did not want to leave, so he says, it is not a big trouble. At the bite of dog, if a person is injected within 7 days, then its poison does not prevail in the whole body. And he says, few more days can be spent by them, and Sarah also agrees. Matt tells to Nikki at night that there was dog training compound before, and they used to play with puppy in their childhood. And he tells, all dogs were killed because of finding infection in a dog. Next morning, Sarah's behavior was awkward. She was not talking properly with anyone, and she takes food as she is suffering from starvation for a long time. All three go for haunting, leaving Sarah and Nikki there, but they don't find rabbit and deer in the forest. Noah starts photography there, and suddenly a dog appears before him. He gradually takes his steps backward, but there is also another dog. He is surrounded by dogs when he looks around. He escapes, saving his life, and encounters Matt and John. He tells them that this island is inappropriate for them because it is full of dogs. Suddenly, that man appears before them who was shown on the sailboat at the very beginning. His condition was worse. He was not in this state to reveal anything. In spite of this, he tells, but many dogs kill him, attacking. All three escape to save their life. Seeing all this, returning back to cabin, they see that Sarah and Nikki are coming back after swimming, and many dogs were advancing them from upside. They ask them to move into cabin while screaming. All move inside the cabin. One of the dogs catches the foot of Nikki. John begins to attack on it with arrow, but accidentally, that arrow pierces Nikki's leg. On it, that dog runs in fear. Then they all take Nikki into cabin. Going inside, they take arrow out from Nikki's leg and planning to leave that place. Suddenly, a dog attacks on Noah, breaking the house window. So Matt and John kill him with a great difficulty. They are all escaping, packing their luggage, but they observe that all dogs were near their aircraft, and they have to return into their cabin unwillingly. Then Noah notices that their aircraft was moving towards sea, because those dogs had damaged the anchor rope. They get no other way for escapism. Then they proceed to dog, and John jumps into the water. He finds two dogs sitting on the aircraft as he reaches near the aircraft. Catching the sight of John, they also jump into water. John hurriedly reaches at the brink, saving his life. Otherwise, many dogs chase them, and they quickly run to their cabin. Now their aircraft was disappeared, but they had to leave that place as soon as possible. Going into garage, they planned to take car, because they could lead to compound sitting there. They could also take help of anyone. Matt gets ready to go to garage. He had to reach at that garage hanging with the support of rope. But Nikki goes for it, except Matt, because she is expert in it. She is hung with a rope but cannot reach at the garage. And all dog reach there, seeing her. Somehow, she reaches in the garage. She starts the car sitting in it, but the car was not starting. Then all dogs surround her, reaching in the garage. Then she reaches on the roof, hardly coming out the car. John gives rope access through the help of arrow, so that he may pull her, taking support of rope. She is hung with the rope and the dogs are pouncing at her from the below side. And they all somehow pull her with safety towards them. All are trying to relax themselves at night. Then the light is switched off. Noah goes in the basement to fix the fuse box, where he hears the voice of someone. Then a dog pounces him. All dogs were entered in the house and kill Noah. Seeing the dead body of Noah, they all close the door of basement because they had understood the circumstances. And the other dogs were also exerting to enter the house from all sides. And they all go upstairs, rescuing their lives. Where a dog bites Matt, but John saves him. They are all rescuing their lives, hiding themselves under the roof area. They find written documents there. They come no through them. This place is army facility where the dogs were being trained. They pass their night there. Matt and John again moved to garage next morning, because they had no other way to escape. Otherwise, what could they do? Matt was not fearing from those dogs at all. And they drive car outside successfully. Matt is pushing car while John starts it, but in vain. All dogs run after them. Matt, who is outside, he saves his life, hardly coming on the car roof, and then sits in the car. They were also surrounded by dogs. Now their car was also nearly to stop. John turns his car towards ditch, taking chance, because it was the last way for them. Fortunately, this car is started on time. While reversing the car, they come to know that noise irritates those dogs. They move to cabin in car, calling Nikki and Sarah downstairs. Coming down, Nikki tells that Sarah is not willing to come downstairs. John goes upstairs to take Sarah. Suddenly a dog appears there, attacking Sarah. John falls down through window, and Sarah falls from window on the broken swing, which causes her death at the spot. All dogs start eating her. Now 3 are left and tries to escape from there. They somehow reach in the compound as they had planned to come. Leaving their car there, they go inside. Going inside, they know that dogs are not only being trained but also manipulated genetically. So it was the cause of their cleverness. But human beings have to face the consequences of violating the nature. Then John sees a power cable on the telecommunications tower and he goes to fix it. He also observes the sailboat of that couple. As he fixes the power cable there, he falls down, receiving electric shock. Immediately, all dogs catch him reaching there. John is confirmed that he will not be saved from these dogs. But Matt attacks on those dogs coming there. On the other side, a room catches fire due to the electrical surge. Nikki was trying to come outside, but she observes that dogs are already waiting for her standing outside. Then she plans to finish them. She keeps the gas cylinder, turning it on, and opens the door. As dogs come inside, she opens the second door. And all dogs run from there as the cylinder is blown up, creating a loud sound. After it, John and Matt think Nikki dead and they try to escape. But she is alive, and all dogs again surround them. Now they have no other way to escape. Then Nikki reaches their driving car, and they all move to sailboat. There were many dogs in surroundings, so they could not stop the car, so they dropped the car into the water with them. Falling into the water, they save their life coming out the car. And they board on the sailboat, moving there, and save their lives. Now they were out of danger. They were thinking now either they will be able to visit a doctor on time or not. Then John opens the door of boat sleeping quarter and there was a dog which pounces him. The genetic manipulation of dogs caused great harm because they begin to kill human beings in return. Because they had got more cleverness ruling the whole island. Those dogs' intellect was like human beings. So they attack on them in different places cleverly. And the movie also completes here.